Welcome back. I'm Brother Thomas Lee Harris III, and this is the Sunday Gorilla Men's Bible Study, and we're continuing our verse-by-verse study through the book of 2 Samuel. We've reached the 21st chapter, and I'm going to jump right into it. 2 Samuel, chapter 21, verse 1. Now there was a famine in the days of David for 3 years. Year after year, David inquired of the Lord, and the Lord answered, "It is because of Saul and his bloodthirsty house, because he killed the Gibeonites." So the king called the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Amen. So I just want to highlight that the chapter starts with a famine, and David prays to the Lord, and the Lord reveals to him that it was because of the past crimes, or what's a better word for that? The past failures of Saul, right? The post administration, or the administration before David, because of their failures, that there is a famine in the land. You understand? They're feeling the pain of others' mistakes, kind of like collateral damage. Amen. So I just wanted to highlight how David, he asked God, and God revealed to him the reason why. Okay, so verse 2. So the king called the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Ammonites. The children of Israel had sworn protection to them, but Saul had sought to kill them in his zeal for the children of Israel and Judah. Therefore David said to the Gibeonites, "What shall I do for you? And what shall I make? And with what shall I make atonement, that you may bless the inheritance of the Lord?" And the Gibeonites said to him, "We will have no silver or gold from Saul or from his house, nor shall you kill any man in Israel for us." So he said, "Whatever you say, I will do for you." Then they answered the king, "As for the man who consumed us and plotted against us, that we should be destroyed from remaining in the territories of Israel, let 7 of his descendants be delivered to us, and we will hang them before the Lord in Gibeath of Saul, whom the Lord chose." And the king said, "I will give them." And the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan. So the king took Armoni and Mephibosheth, the two sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bore to Saul, and the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Metholite. Verse 9. And he delivered them into the hand of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the hill before the Lord. So they fell, all 7 together, and they were put to death in the days of the harvest, in the first days, in the beginning of the barley harvest. Now Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it for herself on the rock, from the beginning of the harvest until the late rains poured on them from the heaven. And she did not allow the birds of the air to rest on them by day, nor the beasts of the field by night. And David was told what Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, the concubine of Saul, had done. Verse 12. Then David went and took the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son from the men of Jabesh Gilead, who had stolen them from the street of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hung them up. And after the Philistines had struck down Saul in Gilboa, so he brought up the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son from there. And they gathered the bones of those who had been hanged. They buried the bones of Saul and Jonathan his son in the country of Benjamin, in Zela, in the tomb of Kish his father. So they performed all that the king had commanded. And after that, God heeded the prayer for the land. Verse 15. Now the Philistines were at war against Israel. David and the servants with him went down and fought against the Philistines. And David grew faint. Then Ishi-Benob, who was one of the sons of the giant, the weight whose bronze spear was 300 shekels, who was bearing a new sword, thought he could kill David. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, came to his aid and struck the Philistine and killed him. Then the men of David swore to him, saying, You shall go out no more with us to battle, lest you quench the lamp of Israel. Now it happened afterward that there was a battle with the Philistines at Gath. Then Sibbecai the Hushkite killed Saph, who was one of the sons of the giant. In verse 19. Again there was a war at Gath with the Philistines, where Elion, the son of Jared Orgrim, the Bethlehemite, killed the brother of Goliath, the Githite, the shaft whose spear was like a weaver's beam. Verse 20. Yet again there was a war in Gath, where there was a man of great stature who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number. He also was bore to the giant. So when he defied Israel, Jonathan the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, killed him. These 4 were born to the giant in Gath, and fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. Amen. And that concludes the 21st chapter in the book of 2 Samuel. And a little highlight I want to mark, back in verse 15, where David had gotten weak and he was about to be slayed, and one of his servants came and saved him, you know. So, and it shows in context of reality today that God's anointed king, the appointed one, becomes weak, and it's important that his servants around him, you know, pull up where he's weak at, you know. But they didn't switch order at that time. The man didn't say, well, I saved you, so now I'm king. You know, they understood the order that God had in place. Amen? Okay, so we got 2 more chapters. We're almost out of 2 Samuel. So I'll see you in the next chapter. Amen.